Rise and shine, wild ones. It's Bernadette. I'm here with your Pick a Card Daily Tarot reading for Saturday, October 3rd. Before we get started, please remember I'm calling attention all this month to October being Black Cat Awareness Month, and October 27th is Black Cat Day. They are some of the most mistreated, maligned, misunderstood animals on the planet, and less black cats get adopted than all the other cats combined, and certainly all other animals. So please, this month and every month, do everything you can for black cats in particular. So moving on, today is Saturday. That is the what chakra day? The third eye chakra day, ruled by the planet Saturn. And even though weekends are, a time to rest and relax, usually we find ourselves on Saturday doing something to get caught up from the week or really to get ready for next week as we head into the day of rest, which is Sunday. So interestingly enough, the Four of Pentacles has showed up today, which in my deck, the Archanimal Tarot and Oracle deck, is the caterpillar. And when I was going through all the animals, I gotta honestly say, I was really, really surprised that a caterpillar would want to represent the Four of Pentacles. And I really had to do a deep dive into why that was and sit for a bit and ask Caterpillar to show me its wisdom and why it makes sense for this card. So let's talk about the Four of Pentacles in the traditional Rider Waite Tarot, which is what my deck is based on. So it's ruled by Earth, it's ruled by Capricorn, it's trudge, 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 because that's what Capricorns do. They just keep going and going and going and going. And they're very, very earthbound. Okay, that makes sense. But if you take a look at the traditional Rider Waite Tarot, there's a fella sitting there with a crown, with a gold coin on his head. He's holding a gold coin. He's just clutching it to his chest. His feet are on top of the other two gold coins. And, listen, everybody wants to have success, and certainly you should have pride in your successes. But is your fear, now that you've been successful, whatever that may mean, financially, in love, in a career, in whatever way you want to be successful, are you holding on so tight that you've cut off the energy supply, that you have stopped the flow of even more coming into you because you're so covetous and you're so afraid that other people are going to steal what you've already created for yourself or you've already gotten for yourself? And the Four of Pentacles really asks you to take a look at that. Now, this is kind of a simple card, but it's not really a simple card because it does really call to you to understand that the universe never comes grinding to a halt, that abundance is available to you all day and every day, and it's not limited at all. The black cloak the guy is wearing, it symbolizes stability. Okay, you've made it once to where you want to be. Maybe it's time for you to set another goal for yourself instead of spending so much of that sacred time and energy worried about, are you going to lose it? Is somebody going to take it? Oh my God. And stagnating the energy. Maybe you could do well by yourself to really realize that, okay, we're good. You've got it. It's not going anywhere. Maybe you want to move on to the next place, right? Also, if you take a look at the royal garments that he's got on, and he's seated on kind of a gray stage with mostly a gray backdrop. That is a color of constancy, but again, gray represents, it's kind of like, the gray color of death. It represents that things have stuck and they've come to a halt. Now, I know I've said that like 4 times, but it can be really, 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 really easy to rest on your laurels. And that's fine. Take some time, take a bunch of selfies, tell everybody about your successes. Ring it from the highest mountains. You deserve it. Enjoy it when other people, crow about you too. And they tell everybody how much you've accomplished and how proud they are of you. It is your moment, and you worked dang hard to get there. Good for you. Celebrate. But don't stay in that resting on your laurels for so long that you just stop the momentum, you stop the living, you stop the, it doesn't have to be about accomplishment, but listen, for those of us that love to self-actualize, there's an awful lot of personal satisfaction and joy, true fulfillment that comes in getting over that next hurdle, achieving that next goal. And that can be as simple as, I'm a haul my lazy behind up and out of here, and I'm going to go get a soft serve cone. It can be as simple as that. And in that moment, it will be the best soft serve cone you ever had in your life. Or it can be, you know what? I've created this, I've created this, I've created this, I've done this. I think I'm going to push it to the next level. The Four of Pentacles is about power and authority. Understand that you've got the power and you've got the authority to make that happen. But don't get so preoccupied with the material that you think that money is the only material thing that is important to you in this world. Don't be Madonna, y'all, because we are living in a material world. Don't be that. And it's interesting because, you know, I've been doing readings for so long. I've got clients that have been with me for years. And I understand, I never had the good fortune to have children. And so now I understand what parents are like, that really amazing satisfaction you get from watching them grow and achieve what they wanted to achieve. And they might have come to you, you know, your kid might have been a little, you know, a little timid, a little introverted, a little afraid to go out and grasp the world and grab everything, you know, by the brass ones. And I've got clients that are like that. They come to me so timid, pardon me, and just not really sure of themselves. And now these are like badass business people, and they've got these rockin' relationships and these crazy, amazing families, and they're doing all this, sorry, pardon me, all this wonderful stuff out in the world. That's what the Four of Pentacles lets you know. It's time to move to the next level. It's time to take all the passion and the energy that are in his robe and apply it to whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be, whatever you want to accomplish, but never, never forget, those are gifts from the universe. You don't do it in a vacuum. You don't do everything all by your wit of lonesome. Everybody and everything around you helps drive that momentum forward. Now, what the heck does that have to do with the caterpillar? Okay, I had to sit back and ask that myself. And ultimately, what I came to the conclusion of, what the spirit animals told me, is that first and foremost, you know, listen, caterpillars, moths, butterflies, they all represent metamorphosis. They are living in their cocoons. They come out of their larvae. They do this, they do that. Okay, we get it. You're being asked to go to the next level. Some of it's about a metamorphosis. But when you tie all of this energy into a Saturday and it being your third eye chakra, okay, is your third eye open? When you're in a cocoon, when you're in the larvae stage, when you are wrapped up in something, your eyes are closed and you're blind. You can't see the forest for the trees. You're in the dark. You have no idea what's going on around you unless you're using your third eye chakra and you're using all of your senses, and not just your eyesight, but all your sights. Okay, so what is it you're not seeing today? What are you in the dark about? What are you afraid is going to be taken from you, usurped? What are you afraid that there's just no energy to move forward toward? You're not seeing the forest for the trees. It's there. You just got to open your eyes, but not these eyes. You've got to open this eye and this eye and this eye, all the chakra eyes, and let come in what needs to come in. Now, the other thing I just love about caterpillars that is often missed in their symbolism and meaning is they can, I mean, look at the picture on this one in the arc. That dude's hanging upside down and clinging to that stalk just as sure-footed, just everything as he wants to be. And that tells you that, you know, and they can go sideways, they can go up, they can go down, they can go diagonally, right? Okay. It doesn't matter which direction you need to move. It just matters that you've got to understand you're very sure-footed and you can do it. You can adhere to whatever you want to adhere to. The other thing that I love about caterpillars is they move in kind of an undulating wave motion, but only ever forward. They're like snakes. You'll never see them going backwards. They only move in a forward momentum. So whatever this is that you need, not need, that's such a, I got to do a video about the word need. Sorry for using that word, y'all. Whatever you want to accomplish, whatever you've dreamed into your reality, whatever has come to you in your dreams, whatever has struck you, you know, you're listening to a conversation, you're watching a video, you're reading a book, and all of a sudden that stirring comes inside of you like a knowing that your soul, your spirit, there must be some sacred contract, you know, clause in there that you want to have something to do with that. Chances are, if you're watching this video or you are on my channel at all, you're really into shamanic things, you love animals, You're working with them in your practice, maybe your reading practice, your healing practice. Maybe you own an ice cream parlor. If you do, I want to know you. Please email me. I will come visit you. And there's just there, there's just something you know should be there, but it's not. And it's time to recognize it's not because you're not being told. You're just blind to it right now. You're wrapped up in your cocoon. Get out of the cocoon, right? Just bust open that thing and get out of it. And something else that's really interesting about caterpillars is literally they spend their entire life eating. They can increase their body mass as much as 1,000 times or more in their lifetime. The exponential growth that these insects will achieve just in a few weeks is nuts. And that's because they constantly molt. They eat, they molt, they grow. They eat, they molt, they grow. They eat, they molt, they grow. Now, I'm not suggesting you increase your body mass by 1,000 times, obviously. But what I am suggesting is the metamorphosis that you're being called to go on is going to happen much more quickly than you think if you understand that it's a natural progression. It's just all natural. It's where you're supposed to be. And the other thing is caterpillars have 12 eyes. Now what's fascinating is yesterday on Friday, the Nautilus came out. And the Nautilus is a call to the golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence, 12 being the perfect number, the number of completion, the number of cycles. And here we've got a caterpillar that has 12 eyes. Well, that means caterpillars have perfect vision, so to speak. So whatever this is that you need to see, you can see it, but you've got to be able to see it with your third eye, because for all those eyes, caterpillars, they don't have the best vision, but they do have holistic vision. So even if they can't see it quite as clearly with their eyes, they can get the outline of it, the idea of it, the feeling of it, and then you allow your third eye on this Saturday to really, really see what's there. Okay. You know, caterpillars produce silk. That's kind of cool. Maybe you're being called to produce something in this world that is helpful to the whole world, that is luxurious and beautiful and can create beautiful things. Maybe you're being called to do that. Maybe you're called to have things be just a little softer in your life right now. And maybe, you know, caterpillars are, listen, unfortunately, they're snack food for a lot of birds. I mean, they're the bottom of the food chain, sadly enough. But they've gotten really creative in finding ways to create defenses. Some of them shine their colors brightly, brightly, brightly. And if you guys don't know this, because I'm always talking to you about shining your colors, right? In the animal kingdom, shining your colors, being a bright animal, is always a call to other animals that you're toxic, that you're probably poisonous. And I still love that about having you guys shine all of your own colors, your truest colors, because at the end of the day, when you live your life out loud and you are colorful, still in this world today, even though it's changing and things are getting much better, still in this world today, people want to tell you, don't laugh so loud, don't eat too much, don't be too big, don't do too da. What? So to them, you're kind of toxic. But that's only because they're uncomfortable with their own magnificence. They're only uncomfortable with their own brilliance. And so colorful can be toxic in a good way, if that makes sense, right? Okay. So moving forward, as caterpillars do, let's say that caterpillar has come to you as your spirit animal. The link to the video about the difference between spirit, totem, and power animals is in the notes below. Take a few minutes and watch it so that you always understand this part of the daily readings. When spirit is sending you caterpillar, your animal allies are coming to you. It's all about metamorphosis. And it's about for you not to be afraid to see the metamorphosis needs to happen and go through the metamorphosis, trusting that even if you're stumbling through it a little blind, it's meant to happen, it's got to happen, and you're going to be so beautiful on the other side of it. If your caterpillar is your totem animal, then you are an adaptable, patient person. And the world honors you for it because you show the rest of us the way not to freak out and go crazy over changes that are happening. Just chillax. It'll be okay. We're going to get through this one little step at a time with all of our 12 eyes and our umpteen legs. And we can be upside down. We can be right side up. We can be sideways. Again, we can be diagonally, but we can hang. And that is the most important part. Now, If caterpillar is coming to you as a power animal, you must be having some kind of grand vision in your life. And you are called to align with the caterpillar power that is inside of you to bring that grand vision, to let it take wing, to bust out of that cocoon and either crawl along like caterpillars do or bust out and be the butterfly or the moth. And that vision doesn't have to be beautiful at its first glance. They're doing some really, I'm kind of a science geek and an animal everything geek. They're doing some really interesting science with cow manure, because the accumulation and the gases that come from it, oh my gosh. So for a long time, there have been a lot of experiments about that. And so you're taking something that's seemingly not beautiful, kind of like a caterpillar is in its awkward stage where it's a little gawky, like we all went through when we were kids and moving into being teenagers. It's that time when everything may not seem beautiful. If it's cow manure, it may not smell beautiful. But the time of great beauty, the time of your vision expanding and busting out and becoming free to fly or move wherever it wants to be, it's on its way. Just make sure that you call on caterpillar as your power animal and you'll be okay. All right. I hope that was helpful. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you get all of the notices first. And pick up your copy of the Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck so that you can use all 100 animals in the deck and the extra 49 that are available in the special edition that's coming out this fall, or in the add-on packs if you get them. And you can use it to connect with animals for your readings, for your own daily messages, for your healing work that you do, for all of your shamanic journeys. It's a great helpmate. And all of that said, what's the most important thing? To stay wild.